What up? What's going on, man? Come on in, come on in. What's going on, MB? Come on in, come on in. I got a little something cooked up for you. How y'all doing today? Give it a few more minutes, let them come on in a little bit. And welcoming Russia in, welcoming Russia. Well, you got forest fires going on up now. Well, y'all heard of manifesting before, right? Also heard of what's called the law of attraction. You put your desire, put your thoughts, sync those in with whatever it is that you want to acquire, accomplish, or have in your life, right? Set your intention, you put the spell out there, and then in exchange, there's something you have to do in order to acquire whatever's going on, right? So, but what a lot of people do not know about is the law of opposites. The law of opposite shows up when you want to attract something in your matrix. What's going on corrupt nature? So the law of opposites, oh man, yeah man. So the law of opposite, it shows up when we activate the law of attraction. And it shows up as, of course, name of it shows up as opposites. It shows up as roadblocks, stumbling blocks, hurdles. And what it is, it's not to deter you from whatever it is you're trying to grab, whatever you're trying to get. It really just it's it's a way of the universe or your higher self asking your physical self, are you sure? For instance, for those that say, hey, I want love. You might have a toxic ex show up, right? You might say, I want abundance of money. Bills show up, unexpected bills show up, unexpected car repairs. You know, you might you might say, hey, you might be one of those people who want to manifest peace in their life. Well, the opposite of peace is what? Chaos. You know, you might see yourself in some type of feud or something right like that, right? But we shouldn't let those stop us from achieving our goal. We shouldn't let that stop us from actually working towards the thing that we say we're trying to attract in our life, right? So, it's not it's not to stop us. It's the galaxy way of asking, are we sure? You know? You sure this is what you want? What? I didn't hear you. Pull your pants up. Come on back here, boy. Lucky. Right. You're welcome. You know. But I mean, what other way to check somebody' temperature, right? Like like earlier. Um, a question was asked to me, how does a person emotionally handle things? It would be the same way, right? The universe will put you in emotional situations to where you can learn to master those emotions, not by running away from it. So, so why did this happen? Why did the law of opposites show up? Because in order to get clarity, we need that contrast. The opposite sharpens our vision. You know, you feel what you truly want by seeing what you don't want, right? That's why it's easy for a person to pick out their dislikes about certain things or what they dislike about anything, fuck certain things. That was one way, one thing it could be, one possibility. Another possibility, excuse me, another possibility is you're being initiated. The universe tests your alignment not your words. Say that again. The universe tests your alignment, not your words. You know, I hear you talking. I hear you saying all this and it sound good, but are you really about that life? Are you really him? Are you really her? Are you really about that action? If so, bet let's test that theory. You can say I trust it all day and night, but can you trust it when everything is going to shit? When everything is seeming like it's not working or crumbling or going against what it is that you want. Can you keep the trust there? Can you keep the faith in those times? Another reason this could be happening. All energy is shaking loose. You might be going through a paradigm shift. Your actions, hell yeah, your actions are stronger than your words. But that doesn't mean that your words hold no weight. You know, when 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 words start to have more weight than the actions, you know, at that point we could be talking about casting spells where intention and the actual words in said spells hold more weight. And of course it's gonna take the the energy, how much focus you put into it, you know. But the when your paradigm is being shifted, it's like the old frequency has to fall away. Um, Opposites pop out and show niggas as your vibration shifts, kind of like a spiritual detox, if you will. You know, so check this. So I want you to really pay attention to this next part because this is what makes your said desire manifest or not. Desire equals the invitation for the opposite. Reaction to the opposite equals determining timeline. Y'all may heard of your attitude determines your altitude. You know, So the next time you want to activate the law of attraction, and when your opposites start showing up, keep in mind that it's just a way to really put some clarity on whatever it is you're trying to manifest. If you don't, if you're not really serious about it, if you don't really want it, you're gonna find something, a reason, an excuse to stop working towards it. But if you really want it, you ain't gonna let nothing stand in your way. Not the naysayers, not the haters, not even a long day at work, not even being an hour late for your 9 to 5. You're focused, you got tunnel vision on it, nothing is stopping you. Say these next time law of opposite shows up for you. This opposite isn't a no, it's the tension by the stretch. I'm not being defined, I'm being refined. Few reflective questions to ask yourself. Can the opposite be positive? Can the opposite be positive or what you may actually want or need? Um, could the opposite be positive to what you may actually want or need? As in, if you're picking the wrong choice to begin with, or you want to manifest the wrong thing in the beginning, and the law of opposite shows up as you on the right track. Well, now we have to peel back another layer of the universe and how it operates. Um, a lot of people, and I've heard sometimes we think we know what we want. Well, we do know what we want. We may not always know what we need, but we always know what we want. And sometimes what we want is not what we need. But when it comes to like the universe, it a lot of people say that the universe has my back. I understand the statement, but the universe has nobody's back. not even mine. The universe is a mirror. It takes what you say, adds it to how much attention and what you feel about it, and gives you what it sees that you say, right? Sometimes we may say we want XYZ, but then when XYZ shows up, we combat it, we challenge it, we are skeptical, we are running to something must be up. We're running to the negative side of XYZ showing up. So a lot of times we talk ourselves and get ourselves out of everything, pretty much everything, whether we get ourselves out of something that we should be in or get ourselves out of something that we shouldn't be in. Either way it goes, you know, the universe mirrors how bad you want it. I want a cheeseburger right about now. Now, if you really think hard enough, really focus in on those flavorful juices, you just might actually get one. Now, the part that people forget to to add in when it comes to the law of attraction side of it, what are you willing to do to get said thing? So to answer that law of opposite showing up as a positive, it's going to, when it shows up, it's going to ask you, hey, do you really want to do what you really wanted to do? Do you really want this of what you said you want? So the answer to the question, yes, the opposite can be a positive. But if a person has a negative mindset and this positive thing shows up, guess what they're going to do? They're going to have pessimistic thoughts. This is too good to be true. Everything glitter isn't gold. It ain't greener over here. I can't be worth I can't be worthy of this. After everything I've done, I can't. No, just this can't be for me. Well, if that's what you say and if that's what you believe, then that's what it is. This is how the universe handles you. And this is where how much weight words hold when it comes to speaking about yourself. I'm not any good. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve that. Well, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get all of those things. You're not going to get any of those things you don't think you're good enough for. Well, oh, Didi, so if What? Oh. So, if you wake up and the first thing you do is complain about how your life isn't going the way you want it, do something about it. And the first step to doing something about it is changing your attitude towards said thing that you're unhappy about. Okay, here I come. Even if that may look like changing some views that has been programmed in you already, once you've undergone those conditions. Then you stand on this porch with that water. You're not going nowhere else. And so, when it comes to the law of opposites, some reflective questions to ask ourselves to: one, be self-aware; two, which ties into one, reflect on what's going on, which leads into three, being present. What current challenge may be the inverse of something I demanded from the universe? Am I reacting to the contrast or responding from what version of me who already has what I want? Now, when I read that just then, that puts me in the mind of, Wiz, get up. Get up, sit in the chair. Get off the ground, man. Okay. Puts me in the mind of the phrase, be grateful of what you do have. Let's keep it moving. What hidden gift is the opposite experience trying to strengthen in me? What hidden gift is the opposite experience trying to strengthen in me? Is it trust, clarity, patience, power? What is the thing that you're trying to manifest in your life? And it doesn't have to be anything physical. If this is a soul initiation, what belief or pattern is being tested or upgraded? Can I hold both the vision and the comfort and the discomfort? My apologies. Can I hold both the vision and the discomfort? Knowledge, they are both a part of the same manifestation arc or art, wherever you're from. The law of opposites isn't here to block you. It's here to build you. So when the law of opposites shows up, that's your cue. You're close. Stay in it. Flip it. alchemize it. Your manifestation is on the other side of your reaction. How are you going to react? At this time, I will be taking all questions. Um, but um, but yeah, you know when these universal laws are activated because we weren't really taught about universal laws. We don't really, huh? Good job. Well, that's awesome. We weren't really all the way fully invested in these laws. We took these laws, especially the ones that make us feel good, the ones that shows abundance, when it shows that the universe has our backs. But when these laws be showing up as negatives and shadows, oh no, we don't want any parts of those. Then then we get into that pessimistic mind state of being afraid of something you may not understand, or afraid of your shadow side, and then you 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 blame it on being a demon, or it's the devil working all that other baloney. But anyway, um, don't be afraid of these law of opposites when it shows up. When it shows up, notice what's going on. You got to be present. Like I said, remember that. You have to be present enough to know that, oh, this is just, oh, this is what he was talking about. This is that law of opposite. And then you're going to ask yourself, do what? We'll go by. Oh, to the park. Yes, you can go to the park again. So when these law of opposite shows up, you know, gonna have to be present enough to notice that whatever it is that I manifested, this is something to really shine light, put clarity and understanding if I really want it. The what? The what? Spider-Man. You want to watch Spider-Man? Yes. All right, y'all, hold on. Go, go, go. That's for now. law of opposites? Um, well, it's you're not well. So it's gonna show up now. By missing it, I assume you mean like if you're not present. It's okay, Wiz. Stop. Well, if you're not present, that this is going on. The law of opposites is happening. You're not going to be able to ask yourself those reflective questions. You're not going to be able to have a real time reflective moment. Now, but it's still going to serve its purpose. It's going to serve its purpose. It's going to either push you away from said thing you was trying to attract or push you closer to said thing you was trying to attract, depending on the desire of said thing you're trying to attract. And so, you know, um, I can admit it is difficult at times to be present, especially when you're doing things in routine. So let's say you're in routine and the law of opposite shows up. Are you going to mentally snap out of routine and notice it? If you are, well, that's awesome. It's going to shed light if you really want this thing or not. Damn. And if your answer is no, hey, I really don't want this thing, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. Minds change all the time. It's fine. So, so yeah, law of opposites. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. No, you don't. You're absolutely right. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Hell, you probably can't even afford to stay on the same block as the Joneses. You might have to try to keep up with the Smiths or some shit. Yeah. So, you know, just stay in your lane. Find your lane. Understand that, hey, their lane is not my lane is not their lane. Now, y'all lanes may overlap up here down the road a little, maybe in the next town or city or a county or whatever, but it's fine. If they do merge, that's just merge. So you're still on your individual journeys. You're just at that point in somebody else's matrix as they're in yours, right? From your perspective, you're in somebody else's matrix. So understand what it is that you're trying to get, what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to bring from the cosmos to the earth. So if you manifest the opposite, do you get what you're going? Hold on. So if you manifest the opposite, do you get what you want then? Do you remember what I said about the opposite? The purpose of the opposite is to show up and to put light on if you really want it or not. If you really want it, you're going to push past that opposite because the opposite is to show up to push you closer to it or push you away from it. Whichever way you go when it shows up, that's what will manifest. If you ain't gonna let some hurdle stop you from getting that 2025 Charger, then you'll get that 2025 Charger. If you think about all the reasons why you can't get it, why you can't afford it, you're not gonna try to get that. You're gonna settle for something less. And a lot of people look at settling as compromising. No. I mean, in some cases it can be, but no. Because when it comes to what's for you spiritually, the only thing that limits you from getting what it is that you get is you and the way that you think about yourself and what it is that you're trying to get. What if you're manifesting the opposite so you can really figure out what you want? That's what it is. Whatever reason, that's what it is. Big picture. Hey, I'm just here to put light. I'm just here to put some clarity on what it is you really want. Do you really want this thing? Yes or no? The way we react to the opposite is our answer. Hell no. I gotta I gotta stack up X amount of dollars. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna put in as much overtime my job allows. We can't just say we want something and expect it to be there because of this false narrative of spirituality that we were given. You know, it takes more than just saying the shit. Just like in the scriptures, it says faith. What? Hold up, wait, what? Works without faith is dead. But if you switch it, just flip it, faith without works is dead. You got to have that work. You just got to. You got to put in some work. Ain't nothing on this planet free. Now it may be priceless, but it's not free. You gotta you gotta put in some type of work. You gotta pay something. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay in sweat equity, blood equity. You gotta do something. You ain't vibrating that high where all that you got to do is just think of something and it's there. No, you've been asleep for that long. You ain't able to do that. You can't do that. No. Can you trick the universe? Well, if you trick the universe, that means you're tricking yourself because you are the universe. So if you trick the universe, which means you trick yourself, and if you're tricking yourself, that means you're not being honest with yourself about something. Tricking is a form of manipulation. I get what you're saying, um, but as far as tricking, no, you can't trick the universe because the trick is on you. The universe is just the mirror. It shows you what it is that what you're talking about. So be true, so be false. Yeah, and you can't. No, that's 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 now. Depending on the concept of the conversation, we can interchange God and universe. So to say that I can trick the universe is to say I can trick God or whatever your higher power is. And if you think that's impossible, well then tricking the universe is impossible. That's equivalent to your higher self, universe, on the mountaintop, you trying to trick some shit down here in the valley, thinking you're gonna pull one over on something at the top of the mountaintop that can see further down the road than you can. What? hmm Your vision is limited. You can only see half a mile down the road, depending on the obstructions in the way. Flat plane, you trying to pull something over on something that can see way further. No, that can't be done, G. You cannot trick the universe. Now, you might think you can, but jokes be on you. If you don't know what you want, you put out some energy of some really wanting understanding, oh, you will get some clarity real quick, depending on the seriousness of the individual. We got to understand how serious we are about said thing. I feel, I believe, I think is the most important component of anything. How strong your desire is of it. So if you really don't want it, you ain't putting in that I'm hungry for it mentality, that attitude, that staying up late in the gym, first one in the gym, last one to leave the gym type shit. Your efforts, your training is going to reflect when it's time to play. Can we only do for our, hold on, can we only do for us or also for others? In the in the law of opposites, in the law of attraction, in the universal laws, oh, that just comes for you, G. Universal laws is equipped to one's cross. Everybody has to bear their own cross. Everybody has to face their own universal law and natural law. If you break natural laws, it will affect only you. It ain't like man-made laws to where motherfuckers who was with you during the crime get in trouble too. Oh no, that ain't how it work. That ain't how it work. You are the only one responsible for your actions. You are the only one that can pay for said karma. of your own. That's why, like, if we take that, I'm not sure if it's a saying or if it's a scripture verse. The child will suffer for the sins of their parents. No, that's just some hocus pocus trigger warning. That is just some hocus pocus stuff to rock you further and further into a docile, no fighting back sleep. You mean to tell me I'm going to go out here and commit whatever and my child is going to get punished for it? No. That just, as a father, that don't, as a parent, that don't sit right with me. No, I'm the one that did it, but also we got to think about it too. That also sounds like a verse came from a motherfucker who shows no sign of being accountable. But the law of opposites will put light on all of that. It'll put light to the things that you really want. Those are going to illuminate. The things that serves you no purpose, or the things that you really don't want, oh, that's just going to fade off in the sunset. Going to fade in the background. You ain't going to get nothing. Same way for those who may not be trying to acquire something tangible. They may want a healthy circle. How would that show up? If I want my circle to be healthy, how does law of opposites, how would y'all think the law of opposites would show up? Mm-hmm. You know, but when it comes to this spirituality, you know, we got to take it serious. It's we're gonna have to also understand that the way that we have been taught how life works, spiritually speaking, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's lonely. Ain't a lot of people over there on this side. A group attacking you. Could it also be? Could it also be? Well, that can go up under attack. But yeah, group attacking you. It could also show up as a bunch of toxic people becoming starts to come in your matrix. What, Wiz? What? You want to get in the bed? I don't understand what you're saying. Say it again.
Sandwich.
Bread.
Bread.
You want a sandwich?
Yes.
Let's go make this son of mine a sandwich. Go ahead, man. people are so, in a way, fucking not in a way, people are weak-minded. They'll let the smallest thing of opposite of what they are trying to do stop them from doing anything, to the fact to where they will just sit back, to where they would just sit back and hope some shit blow over instead of they will run away from the storm instead of running into the storm. What does that mean? That points towards bravery. That points towards courage. That also points towards, man, let's go on and get this shit over with. Running into the storm and away from the storm, cows and bulls do this shit. Buffalo, my bad. Buffalo run into the storm because they know if they go into it, it'll be over quicker if they run away from it or stand still. It'll be over a lot quicker. Cows, on the other hand, they run away from it. So they're losing all of this, they're wasting all of this energy running away from something. Then they get tired. Then they drop. They have to catch their rest, right? Then as they're catching their rest, the storm still catches them. So when this law of opposite shows up as a storm, run into it. Make this junior amount of sandwich and I'm gonna get at y'all later. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, you're all stars, so shine like one.